Hi everyone, welcome to another tips and tricks video. Today I'm going to tackle glazing bars and how do we make them nice and consistent and in line, how we get the alignment right. It's something I've been asked through my courses to demonstrate, so this is a quick demo on how we get the glazing bars right. So I'm going to draw the whole window. So I'm going to start with my horizontal line and then my vertical. Okay. And I'm starting with pencil and then I'm going to do it with a pen. And if you want to know how to do straight lines, there's a separate YouTube video on straight lines if you're struggling with your straight lines. So I'm going to draw the window first. Any shape really, it doesn't really matter as long as it's rectangular. Even square can be done. So and then I'm going to run a straight line between these two corners. And that gives me the center point of the window, and that's my horizontal center line. Now I've cut the window in half. Then I draw the sashes effectively, which is the actual window, and I probably in here, just as a change, I'm drawing them all the way, crossing the middle rather than stopping. And I'll explain why, because then your bottom sash and your top sash are lined with each other. Then I will draw the top sash and then the bottom sash. The bottom sash tends to be a little bit narrower than the top sash. The top sash normally overlaps the bottom sash. So that's the two sashes going up and down. This one goes up and down, etc. Then what we want to know is, where is the center point here? We want to do a cross. Where is the center point? I'm going to do another diagonal here. So that's the diagonal this way, and then we've got another diagonal that way. And now that gives me my center point horizontally and vertically, and another one underneath. So I've got my two center points of these two windows. I'm going to draw a line horizontally that way and a line vertically. And if we're in luck, these two lines line up together because they're in the same plane or in the same line. Okay, so now what have I got? I've got my outer sashes, I've got the central, vertical, and the horizontals. And then the key to making sure that our glazing bars are not wonky is where the line is, you draw a very thin line to the left of it and a very thin line to the right of it. Same again underneath. One to the left, one to the right. And we do one above, one below. One above and one below. And we carry on and we repeat the same exercise for the lower sash. And that gives me very nice, uniform, all aligned glazing bars. And now we will use the ink. Please hold your pen halfway up, halfway to 2/3 of the way up. Nice straight lines. Draw the upper sash and then the glazing bars. You can cross them if you like. In this particular exercise I have not. practice this many times, because hopefully if you live in a country where you use sash windows, that will be very, very valuable as you do more and more houses. Once you've drawn your glazing bars, then what you can do is you can, sorry, my line here is not perfect. What you can do is you go in and you add a very thin parallel lines to all the internal edges. That's just an added nice little detail which is not necessary, but that's normally, see, a lot of glass, and I'll explain that in 1 minute. Number one, that could be the actual edge of the glass. That could be the putty line. The putty is what holds the glass in place. Or sometimes it's even the glazing bar has got a little detail on it. So it could be one of many things. We don't need to be very specific. But all these little details, they just make it a little bit more interesting. Very thin line. I tell you what, even if it doesn't make it more interesting, it's amazing practice for your straight lines. They don't have to be perfect. You can use a ruler if you like. If you wanted them to be absolutely perfect, I don't bother actually, because it gives the drawing a bit more character. And hopefully that has been useful, and it has answered some of the questions I've been asked, and eventually we will do another one of these but with a lot more shading. Hope that's useful. Love to see you again, and goodbye.